How to style naturally curly hair. Hey everyone, my name is Krysta and I'm a hairstylist at Hair Salon in Nanaimo. And today I'm going to take you through my curly hair routine for naturally curly hair featuring Orbe's Moisture and Control line. Let's get started. So step one is to cleanse and rinse the hair. Now, I didn't get a ton of footage of me shampooing the hair. I think that's pretty straightforward, but you want to make sure the hair is soaking wet and that you really scrub that scalp. So here I am rinsing, making sure that I get all that shampoo out and that my water runs clear. Step two, we are going to apply conditioner. So I've just applied just a tiny little bit all throughout the hair, just making sure I start with a good base, because step three, I'm going to go in and section, finger comb, and shape the curls. Now I have a little bit of conditioner on my hands, just making sure I get that all throughout the hair, and I'm using 4-finger tension to detangle, shape, and enhance our curls. By adding moisture while applying tension, we're actually encouraging those curls to bounce back. Now, I'm doing Erin's hair for a photo shoot, so I'm really taking my time going in section by section, making sure everything is perfect. But honestly, you can do this part as detail-oriented or as quickly on the fly, I gotta get out the door kind of vibes as you would like. For an everyday style, I would maybe focus a little bit more around the face and then just sort of comb the hair through. If you've got one of those great curl detangling brushes with the ridges on the side, you can use that here too, but I just like to use my fingers. Moving on to step 4, I'm putting Erin's hair back in the sink and we are going to add more water. Now, a lot of people like to think of this as a rinse step, and I do not. I've turned my water down to a super gentle pressure as to not disturb his curls, and we're just adding a little more moisture back in. Now, step 5 is optional, but for Erin's photo shoot, I want that extra volume, so I am scrunching in Orbe's Moisture and Control Mousse at the roots. Now, step 6, this is a big one, so we are going to apply gel by glazing. I've added a dollop of Orbe's Moisture and Control Gelée to my hands, and I've just spread it all over, and here I am just petting, stroking, and touching his hair, making sure I get it all over what we call the exterior of the curls. So we are just getting the gel to the outside of his hair. Now I'm going to take another little dollop and do the same thing, spread it all throughout my hands, and now I'm going to scrunch. We want to get that gel now to the interior of the curls, and I'm making sure I get every single section from ends to roots, making sure I don't miss a single spot. You want this scrunching to sound just like this.
It was fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. And getting like emergency.
If it doesn't sound like a wet sneaker, you don't have nearly enough product or water in your hair. Now, step 8 is to scrunch all that excess moisture, excess product out of the curls, and I prefer to use a microfiber towel. These towels don't collect static in the dryer, which increase your chance of frizz, and they are super absorbent. Now for our last step, we are going to diffuse dry completely. Now, a lot of people like to move their diffuser around as they do it. I recommend you don't. Honestly, that's not going to make it go any faster. But if you completely dry each section as you go, you are going to severely cut down in your frizz. Now, as you can see, I've sped up the video a lot, but I think we were here for quite a long time, but it's going along really nice. I'm having Erin tilt his head back using natural fall to properly dry each section of his hair. You can see it looks kind of crunchy, but don't let that scare you. The magic is in the last step. But look at how perfect and sculpted his curls look. That's what we want. We want that right out of the shower look with those perfectly defined curls. And this last step is optional, but I needed that extra hold, and so I'm having Erin shake out his hair. Now we've moved to the studio to do our last and final step, where we are scrunching and zhuzhing his hair. I am fluffing the root, and you can see I am lifting, scrunching, and just breaking up that cast. I want all that crunch to come out so we are still left with defined curls, but have that fluffy, lived-in look. Look at that result. I am so happy with Aaron's results. It was an awesome photo shoot, and his hair looks absolutely perfect, and he was super impressed. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more of it, please like, follow, and share both at KG Hair Salon Nanaimo and myself at KG Hair by Krysta Knott.